Hey everybody, it's Eduardo Jackson, CEO, creator, founder of the Cinema Draft game. I'm playing hurt today. We had guests. We have an exciting lineup of guests for the next month and a half of Wednesdays, but due to an illness in their household, which I'm firmly placing on their child. Yes, I'm talking about you, G Nice. I'm talking about your daughter. As adorable as she is, we are both sick. That's what I get for hugging and kissing on babies. Damn it! But we decided to scrap the podcast, or at least our normal recording. The tripod will be back probably in a couple weeks. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And yeah, I've tried to be on the ball a little bit. I'm excited about some of these guests we have coming up over the next month and a half. Going to try to put a little effort in, try to get some people, some new and fresh voices onto the podcast, the weekly for you. But since I am sick, try to keep this short and do just the shot list and take a look at some strategies going into the game this weekend. Because pretty much I'm sure I can't hold out or stay up for very much longer anyway. So here we go. Let's dive into this week's call sheet. So quickest way to clear out your call sheet is go to the call sheets button. It'll show all your active call sheets. You can click to view expired to see your previously played call sheets. We're going to start at the background talent. I'm going to clear that out. Let's delete it. And we'll start from scratch. Let's take a quick overview. Since we have the advantage of the grid, the spreadsheet of which I base all of our talent values, we'll take a quick look at it, get a nice little overview. Some movies I'm kind of interested in this week are Gifted, currently listed on 50 screens, which sounds about accurate. It's got a little star power. It's got Chris Evans, he of Captain America and the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and Jenny Slate. I believe that's set in which they met and fell in love, started dating, whatever. Now I think they're broken up. Some little Hollywood side gossip, but I'm interested in Gifted. That's actually a movie I want to see. It's about a little girl who it's kind of like Good Will Hunting in the little girl, so it's kind of interesting. Going in style, I think is going to flop. I'm just not very enthusiastic about that, but it's going to be on 3,000 screens. I think I kind of covered this on the weekend preview the other day. That it stars like 3 or 4 older gentlemen, legends of the stage and screen: Morgan Freeman, Michael Caine, Alan Arkin, and while yes, we do need programming for all demographics, generally when it comes to the older set, they don't tend to bum rush the theater the opening weekend. So I'm not sure it's going to do that well this opening weekend. The Case for Christ, man, I can't call this one. It's going to be on about 1,200 screens. I'm intrigued. I think it's got potential, especially with Easter coming up. I've seen in the past. I've been doing this game now for about 2 years. 1 year with the spreadsheet only, and then for the last 6 or 7 months. Oh wow, actually time flies. Since last October, really. So about last 6 or 7 months with this wonderful cinema draft site we've been working on. And I gotta tell you, some of these, that's the reason why it's priced up. It's at 11,700 because a lot of these faith-based films, especially around Easter time, really overperform. So, man, I really would like to see. I don't know if Box Office Pro has its projection up yet. Let's see. Yeah, they tend to come out like Wednesday afternoon. It's not up yet, but I'll be very interested to see what it says. One new place I've I've found movie phone movie no. What is it? I bookmarked it. This is gonna be very nope. I don't want to do that. It's gonna mess up my stuff. One new site I found, and I tried to bookmark. Let's see. Yeah, you're seeing how the sausage is made right now. Really interesting. Here we go. MovieInsider.com. They seem to be a bit in the prediction business. I reached out to them, haven't heard back from them yet. It happens. I reached out to a lot of people about this game. They don't return my calls yet, but one day they will. One day they will. Anyways, there's also their source of information for for some releases, for some of their estimates. Case for Christ, they say it's going to be in about 1,200 screens, although Box Office Mojo says it's going to be in 1,100. I'm going to give these guys the benefit of the doubt. Let's just say 1,200. And what else? They also do some prognostication, I do believe. They have their own little game. I believe it's like I believe it's like a guess the grosses game, which seems very difficult. We actually the origin story of Cinema Draft goes all the way back to when I was working when I was at WBW, working black writer in Hollywood, and my management and I, Mission Underground Entertainment, Mission Underground Management, Trevor Engelson and Nick Osborne, whatever. We would email a game where we try to try to guess the grosses of the movies coming out, and the person who got closest would win points, or whatever. And it was really kind of rudimentary. It wasn't nearly as evolved as we have right now, but I enjoyed it. It was a fun little game. We played it for a while. And Nick, I think I owe you money. My bad. Holla at your boy. I can pay you with interest now. Yeah. So this kind of gives you an overview of what's going on this weekend. Now playing. I think they also this week's releases. Yes. They also can give you a little bit like what's popular, most anticipated. Yeah, well, it's just another resource. I'm not exactly sure what to do with it yet, except it's another place to get an idea what's coming out during the week, and also how many screens can be on. So, so Queen of the Desert. This is actually where I got an idea that it's going to be coming out not on a ton of screens. Looks like it's just doing this weird like small release in theaters and then going straight to video on demand. Not exactly sure the business model is there, how successful it is, but it looks like it's an IFC film. Nicole Kidman. I mean, it looks attractive. I don't know. I'm intrigued. Anyways, I don't know if it's going to really do much business. That's why I guesstimated about 10 screens, because it seems like it's going to be a really small release, and then it's going straight to VOD, video on demand. Ghost in the Shell, you see, we've dropped its price significantly, and if it opened 19 million last week, it's really going to drop this next weekend. I actually, were I not sick, damn it, I would be in a car right now on the way to go see Ghost in the Shell in D-Box. I'm really upset. Hopefully I can get my act together to go see it tomorrow morning. Now, I'm on heavy drugs right now and sounding like the Crypt Keeper. Boss Baby, with the anticipated 50% drop, should be about 25 million. I'll keep my eye on that. You might want to get some exposure to it. But the movie I think is really going to perform this weekend is Smurfs: The Lost Village. It's a great piece of IP, as they say, intellectual property. I remember the Smurfs when I was a kid. I used to love the Smurfs when I was a kid. And now, my peers have grown up and have had kids, like G Nice, and they're going to take their kids to see it. I think Smurfs: The Lost Village is going to be the leader this weekend. You're probably going to want to headliner stack this sucker. So let's go make a call sheet on the fly. All right, let's make a call sheet on the fly. Oh, and also one to look out. Beauty and the Beast still might be in the mix, but actually, according to Ring Balls, our very fun little group chat, and an easy way to find our group chat. We need some fresh blood in there. Is go to our Facebook. Facebook.com/Cinema Draft. There we go. Go to our Facebook. Yes, go to our notes section. Where's our notes? Here we go. See all our notes, and then, here we go. Join our group chat, and just click the link, and it'll take you to, click this link, and it'll take you to our group chat. where we have all men, then you have to join the group, blah blah, whatever. Anyways, and then you can see some of the people already in there. We've Ring Balls, the Roan, Jay Devlin, your boy Eduardo Jackson, and yes, the power couple of Jay Bird and Kelly in the flesh. They tend to frequent at least Jay Bird tends to frequent the group chat. So join our group chat. Take a look. Enjoy. We'll be talking about a lot of good stuff. So anyways, that's where you join a group chat. I'm sorry, I'm so sick, I'm losing it. So like I said, we're gonna keep this a little of a shorter one. We're gonna construct a call sheet on the fly. I may use this, I may not. These are these are, as an old boss man would say, some thought starters, as she would say. Kind of like the idea. These are thought starters for your own call sheet. So we're gonna enter the background talent. Sorry, I had to take a sip of my Emergen-C. Let's draft a call sheet, y'all. Okay, so I think if we sort by salary, Smurfs is going to be the most expensive. I think Smurfs has the most, as they say, upside. So let's do a headliner stack of Smurfs, all right? So now we're almost 40 grand in the hole, 37,400 eaten up. Boss Baby, second week of Boss Baby. We did 50 million last week. Expect Smurfs to kind of cannibalize some of its audience. I think it's gonna. I'm not sure I can justify spending 17,000 on it. Now, Ring Balls. Oh, and the reason why I brought up group chat was Ring Balls did say, sorry, a little scattered as I get through this. Ring Balls did mention that Beauty and the Beast is reissuing. Well, it's already out, but they're issuing also sing-along screens. So I think that will all count towards the Beauty and the Beast, overall gross. So if you're trying to rejuvenate the box office for Beauty and the Beast, you could see a slight uptick in traffic. Oh man, I'm intrigued. Actually, let's take a look at what really earned us money last week, which is Zookeeper's Wife. Look at Zookeeper. Zookeeper, I believe, is expanding this week. Let's see if the system has caught it. Yes, it has caught it. So it's going to be on 806 screens. It is far and away the leader in limited release. Now, ironically, although it's expanding its screens, I've actually dropped the price because going to limited, you're going to get less points in the limited release category with Zookeeper's Wife. Now take for example, we did 3.3 million last week on 541 screens. It was about 6,000 per screen average per se, right? Let's say it drops down to 4,500 per screen. All right, and it's now going out to 806 screens. You're still looking at 3.6 million, but instead of getting 36 cinema draft points, you're now only going to get 3.62 times 2. You're only going to get about 7.24 points in limited release because you're getting 1 point per 500,000 in limited release. So that drastically changes your strategy now. Now, as a limited release, this is probably the only one I really want this week. Well, actually, that's not true. The Case for Christ is actually is probably the main one I want. But you never know. Some of these, I don't know. I think I want some exposure. I think we're gonna do. God, Jessica Chastain, beautiful, talented. I really think she should have been nominated for an Oscar for Miss Sloane. Very, very much slept on last year. Probably the greatest performance I saw last year. So, whoa, interesting. I'm sorry. It's a little cultural cul-de-sac. It wouldn't be a weekly pod without a cultural cul-de-sac. Look at who's on Zookeeper's Wife. Michael McElhatton. I'm sure I said that wrong. It's Roose Bolton. Wow, how exciting! Roose Bolton from I was gonna say House of Cards. No, from Game of Thrones, of which y'all know that I just rewatched the entire series. Wow, I never knew what that actor's name was, but it's Michael McElhatton, something. Interesting. Oh my gosh, yeah, Roose Bolton got by his own son. Crazy. His own bastard son. Yes, I miss those crazy kids. They are coming back July 16th. Hashtag cultural cul-de-sac. Get Out still did some money last weekend. I don't know. I'm rethinking this. We might revisit Zookeeper's Wife. It might not be the play this week, but definitely I want exposure to The Case for Christ. Oh, come on. Really? Hold on. So when this happens, I'm glad you guys have seen this in the flesh. When this happens, you just want to refresh your browser, refresh it, and then do a search. There we go. So, because since our game is browser based and it's got some cache issues or problems, if you have this open in other browser tabs or on other devices, sometimes the browser isn't, totally responsive. So it's a simple case of either refreshing your browser or just logging out, logging back in. I know it's a pain in the butt. We're working on it. We did pick up an intern. Everyone say hi, Lewis from UCLA. Hi, Lewis. He may be working with us on that, and so hopefully we'll get that resolved in the upcoming weeks. So Case for Christ, I'm definitely headliner stacking this. I think it's, I guess, what are some comps that we can look at in the past for this type of stuff? No, Passion of the Christ is too far, because these faith-based films do pop up from time to time, even in non-Easter season. But actually, let's look at last year. So last year, God's Not Dead. That's from the same releasing distributor, PureFlix. God's Not Dead 2. How did that do? That was on 2,400 screens. It's a little bit of wide release. So overall, 20 million domestic gross on its weekend. Let's see. It did 7.6 million on 2,400 screens. April 8th to 10th, I guess, would be the closer comp. 4.2 million on 2,300 screens. So averaged about 3,000 per screen out the gate. So if you want to do a comparable, and also, by the way, this is also a good way to use Box Office Mojo. It is probably our best resource here. That's partially why we source all of our stuff from Box Office Mojo. They've done a really cool job of organizing stuff in a fairly intuitive manner to get information. So let's say 3,000, 1,700. Let's say it's going to get 3,000 per screen, and it's going to be on 1,200 screens. You're looking at 3.6 million, which we know would be 7.24 points. So maybe we're not going nuts with The Case for Christ, but we need to fill slots. You could do worse. I think we're okay headliner stacking it for now. Let's take a look at Beauty and the Beast. We have a 30 grand left, which actually is going to put a crimp on our choices. So actually, let's take off Erica Christensen, she of Traffic fame. She was Michael Douglas's daughter. Great performance. Let's take them off. Let's headliner stack Beauty and the Beast. Let's just see what happens. And now we're rapidly out of money. Okay. You know what? Because if we do another Smurfs, we're kind of screwed budget wise. Let's see what we've got going on the low end. There we go. So mine, Queen of the Desert, Suspect X, which did decent last week. Take a look at some of these. Actually, let's go back. Let's take a look at one of these actors from there. I believe it got us. Well, never mind. It's not that big a deal. Man, I'm a quandary. And actually, to be honest with you, I really had no idea what my strategy was going to be last week. I kind of lucked it up into something. I was at a restaurant in Beverly Hills, just kind of working and trying to figure stuff out on the fly. And I just kind of honed in on Zookeeper's Wife and playing a little bit off of ring balls in the group chat. He was very excited to stack Zookeeper's Wife, and that's when that kind of strategy hit me. I really am kind of at a loss of what's going to dominate this weekend. I mean, I think it's going to be Smurfs, but I think getting 3 Smurfs is going to be bad for business. I think we can make up ground elsewhere with that 3rd Smurfs actor. So I'm trying to figure out if we're doing somewhat stars and scrubs, what on the low end is going to get us some value? And I think, and I'm over T2 train spotting. We're over train spotting. That we'll leave that up to Jay Devlin and Obsession. You know what? I think for a platform release, Gifted is gonna do all right. I think it's a beautiful trailer. I'm intrigued. Let's definitely headliner stack the hell out of this. And now we're over budget. Let's get rid of Beating the Beast. Okay, so now we've got 30,000 left for 4 slots. That's roughly 7,500 each. Oh man, this is rough, y'all. This is rough. I don't know. Let's do what's in the 7,000 zone. I'm thinking Lego Batman. Now you know what? Actually, Get Out is still doing well. Let's take a look at let's take a look at last weekend. Last weekend, Get Out did, I believe. Yes, so 7th of the box office, 5.6 million on 1,844 screens. It probably will shed some more screens this week, but it's still probably going to be about 1,500, 1,400 or more. I mean, going on per average. It's going on average. God, I cannot speak. I hate when I'm sick. I'm useless. Going on the average dollar per screen count, 3,000. It's not the worst thing in the world. Power Rangers is still performing. It's still going to be a wide release though. Still too wide for its own good. Ghost in the Shell. It's not going to give us what we want. Man, where is the value this week, everybody? Where is the value? You know what? I think let's try this. I think we're gonna still need some exposure to Boss Baby. That might be the play. Let's get rid of Zookeeper's Wife. I'm beginning to think, is the Case for Christ a trap? Because if we think it's only going to do about 3,000 per screen, it's going to give us the same amount of points as Zookeeper's Wife. So, oh man, but I hate not having exposure to it, because if this thing goes bonkers, which it very well could, I mean, it could quietly do like 10 million, and then which would be like 20 points. Oh man, decisions. We can't do Boss Baby because it's too expensive. We know the power this weekend's going to be at Smurfs. Yeah, I think we have to fade Boss Baby. So where is the value? The value might be, yeah, I think the value might be in Gifted. I think that's where it's at. So let's stock up on Gifted. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so all right, so let's do a 5-pack of Gifted. Headliner from Case for Christ. Headliner from Zookeeper's Wife. The stack from, what's this? The headliner stack from Smurfs. 11,900 left over. We probably could do another Case for Christ. Oh boy, we probably could do. I just don't know Going in Style is going to do anything though. Not to be ageist at all. I mean, we love the Draft Mom, and her people need movies too. But oh man, Going in Style, will that get us like 15, 20 points? I don't know. Ghost in the Shell, if it did 18 last weekend, it's probably going to do about 9 or 10 this weekend. Especially with the cinema score too. This is another thing we're learning on the fly, is cinema scores matter. That, and also Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes, cinema scores matter. Oh goodness, well, Smurfs is going to be critics proof. I mean, trust me, 33% Rotten Tomatoes does not matter to its audience. I mean, when have you seen a 5-year-old, read A.O. Scott? Nobody cares. From New York Times. Let's see. Oh, Colossus, that seems interesting. Yeah, Ghost in the Shell. Critics didn't really love it. Beating the Beast is fine. Boss Baby about even. And then Cinema Score. I believe a B doesn't really. Yeah, a B. I mean, it means it's okay. There are actually like formulas out there which Deadline knows and other tracking sites know about like what a cinema score generally translates into the multiple of the opening weekend. We'll probably look into stuff like that as we scale up and get more resources. But there are like correlations between a movie's cinema score, which is basically what the fans think, and the longevity of a movie's box office. But a B, which isn't bad, also isn't great. So I'm not ready to invest, 10 grand onto Ghost in the Shell. But if that's our only, I mean, can Going in Style get 11, 12 million? I don't think so, y'all. I'm feeling no buzz, no heat. Logan, what did Logan do last week? Logan seems to be hanging around, huh? Logan did 6th the box office. Interesting. And I fully expected to drop into limited release territory now, too. Curiouser and curiouser. Well, all right, so let's go by my own logic. So if what's Get Out doing? I think our play right here might be Get Out, and we might need to get more of Get Out. Oh my gosh, Get Out's pretty cheap. All right, so let's do this. Let's take out some of these. Let's do a headliner stack from Get Out. 600 left over. Okay, that's actually pretty attractive. But if Logan is right now, Logan is wide, but I'm pretty sure it's going to drop into limited release. If it drops into limited release, will it outperform Get Out? That is the question. Get Out's going to probably shed at least 400 more screens, maybe 500. Logan, but Get Out is, we're looking at Get Out is still outperforming it on a per screen average. How far will Logan drop? I don't know. They need screens. Smurfs need screens. I think I read somewhere that there's about 42 to 45,000 screens in North America, whatever. And these screens will have to come from somewhere. Right? Well, okay, look at this. So all right, so it looks like 35,000 screens last weekend were out there. Did Slamma Jamma ever actually chart? Sorry, quick little side. Slamma, nope. Wow, that's really bizarre. It might have been a 1 week non-wonder Slamma Jamma. That's very much a case of someone in Hollywood had pictures or photos of somebody or owed someone a favor. They got the movie in here. You bastard! I made a release. Now it's gonna, we're gonna dump it and be out. Very strange release pattern for that movie. But anyway, so 35,000 screens out there, 35,000, 40,000 screens. Something's got to give. They can't all be on. And when you have movies like Smurfs coming in on 3,400 screens, Going in Style on 3,000 screens, my God, that feels just too wide for that movie. It's crazy. Something's got to give. Someone's got to clear out. So I would think Logan's going to shed some screens. It's going to be a limited release. That's my estimation. In the game, I think we have it at 1850. Get Out. Actually, we only think it's going to drop at 1,600 to another 200 or so screens. You know what? Screw it. I think Get Out's got. I think bang for your buck. You want more Get Out than less. So I think this is going to be a call sheet I can rock with. So to recap. This is a headliner heavy call sheet. We've got headliner stack from Smurfs. We've got Daniel Bruhl from Zookeeper's Wife. We've got Mike Vogel from Case for Christ. We've got the headliner stack of Slayton Evans from Gifted, plus 2 more from Gifted, and also the headliner stack from Get Out, Daniel Kaluuya and Allison Williams. This is a solid call sheet. This is probably a top 5 call sheet, but I still need some more information. Generally, when you're preparing your call sheets, you want to take a look at Box Office Pro Wednesday afternoon. That's when they kind of put out their estimations and stuff. So there you have it. That is just the shot list. Movies and actors you want to avoid. Lego Batman's probably going to be platforms running on Steam. The Shack is even at limited, it's just too wide a release for its own good. It's not gonna get you what you want. Kong Skull Island seems to have slowed down, I believe. Last weekend. Last weekend it did 8.5 million, which is not bad, but it's only going to drop like another, say, even if it dropped another 1,000 screens, it's still going to be a wide release. That's another example of a movie being too wide for its own good. Is it priced appropriately? Get a sneeze. Okay, did see. Ooh, Lord. Actually, I take that back. At 8,900 for a headliner, that's not bad. That's not the worst value in the world, but if it's only going to do about 6 million, it might be a touch overpriced. So you might want to avoid it. Also, what's going to be on the cutting room floor is Life. That's definitely going to be too wide for its own good. It only did about 5 million last weekend. Yeah, there it is, 5 million last weekend. And I do believe I priced appropriately, but you're still not going to get the points out of it that you want. Yeah, 8,100 is your headliner for Gyllenhaal. And I thought, okay, that's right. Yeah, that seems right. So anyway, that's what I'm advising to be on the cutting room floor. You might be able to get some value out of Power Rangers, still going strong. I still kind of want to see it, but I don't know. I'm sick, y'all. I can't see what I want to see. It's very annoying. Very annoying. But thank you all for bearing with me on this horrendously voiced podcast, Just the Shot List. I do apologize for us not having guests this week. I intend to be better next week, and looking forward to having new guests next week, and also for the next 6 weeks. Once again, tell your friends, tell a friend, cinemadraft.co. That is cinemadraft.co. Follow us on all of our social media and subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be out there. Make sure you're up to date on how to play the game. Our 2-minute quick start guide. Join the group chat. We'd love to see you in there. You now know how to get there. Go to facebook.com/cinemadraft. Click on our notes, and it is up in there to join our group chat, where you can text or use a computer to type out your thoughts and feelings on what's playing this week. And as always, everyone, between now and the next time we talk or listen to the podcast or play the game, go see a movie or something.